This really is, I think, one of those misconceptions between what really is and what our local law enforcement knows to be the case and what people's fear is, what their perception is. But really the data, when you're able to look at the data, shows that there is no correlation between a person's immigrant status and criminality.
That is Lutheran Social Services CEO Jessica Thomason yesterday at the Chamber's Eggs and Issues event, addressing the topic of refugees and crime in our community. Good evening and welcome to 630 Point of View. I'm Chris Berg. Thanks so much for joining us. I want to repeat for you really quickly and specifically what Jessica Thomason just said there. She said, and I quote, "This really is one of those misconceptions between what really is and what our local law enforcement knows to be the case." Knows being the key operative word there. She goes on also to say that there is no correlation between a person's immigration status and their criminality. Now, that's a pretty bold statement considering the fact the Fargo Police Department has no idea how to even query any data based on immigrant status, ethnicity, or refugee status. As a matter of fact, last week, I sat down with Fargo Police Chief David Todd and asked him this. I don't know how many people address this with you, but I get this question a lot is, why doesn't the Fargo Police Department sort of break down crime rates based on refugee status? Have you ever considered looking at that and going, okay, you know what, let's do this? Well,
you know, that was a question I actually asked today of one of our lieutenants. Does our records management system allow us to break down by race? And it doesn't currently, not that we're aware of. And then it certainly doesn't really allow us to break down by refugee status.
Again, just to repeat, Jessica just said that local law enforcement know there is no correlation between a person's immigration status and criminality. How can they know that if they're not even able to query the data, as you just heard from Chief Todd there? Now, one last thing that's very, very important to note, the data that she references about immigration and criminality, she talked about it yesterday and the relationship of this. Now, the thing is, she talks about it from a standpoint of being immigrants as a whole, not solely based on refugee status. There is a giant distinction, and she talked about it yesterday, which my guest is going to talk about in a moment. There's a big distinction between immigrants and refugees. So it's very important we understand that when she's going to go out there and say hey, there's no criminality or no correlation with immigrations, immigrants clearly are different than refugees, but we'll talk about that later. The reason I bring this up tonight is Bradford Eric joins us tonight, our Valley News Live reporter that's been covering this thing really all week. You got an incredible piece tonight about refugees and crime in our community. This is kind of a sneak peek opportunity, but first, your thoughts on what Jessica Thomason said there versus what Chief Todd said.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting, Chris. You know, Sheriff Paul Laney was here earlier this week, and we were chatting a little bit, and he said the exact same thing as Chief Todd. Our software, our equipment, our records literally do not allow us to break it down by your refugee status, by your ethnicity. In my piece coming up tonight, I sit down with a cultural liaison officer for the Fargo Police Department and ask her the same question. Do you have this data? And if so, can you provide it to me? And she said no. Literally, you know, she went through the groups of immigrants here in Fargo. The largest group of immigrants here in Fargo, Bhutanese. They would be considered Asian or Pacific. Iraqis or Afghanis, they would be considered white, Caucasian. Bosnian refugees, same thing. They'd be considered white people in an ethnic demographic breakdown. So it was really interesting to me to actually find that out.
So tell us a little bit about the sneak peek for tonight, because I think, you know, crime is such a prevalent topic these days in the news in our community. And again, because there's no data, I don't think anybody's saying that, look, these refugees are coming over there and they're committing a bunch of crimes. I don't think that's an accurate statement, but I do think that people in the community, we just want to know. So what's kind of a sneak peek and what people are going to learn tonight from you?
Mm-hmm. Well, in reference to your statement, you know, I agree. I don't think it's an accurate statement, but I think it's a thought or something that has crossed the minds of a lot of people. Look, back in September, earlier this year, we've had murders in Fargo, we've had shootings, we've had car chases, we've had robbery sprees. There's been a lot of high-profile crime, and it only takes one or two bad apples, as you know and everybody else knows, to have labels thrown around and things of that nature. So, I take all of that tonight to the Fargo Police Department, to the cultural liaison officer, and say, hey, these perceptions are out there in the community. What do you think about it as someone who is very, very, works very intimate with the refugee community here in Fargo, and get her take on it. And in addition to that, we also take the questions directly to several refugees who've lived here just a few years, all the way up to nearly 20 years in the community, and find out what they think about it. So pretty eye-opening piece, I think.
Well, I want to talk about the refugees in a moment. First, though, we obviously, in our Valley News Live exclusive poll about this topic of refugee resettlement, we asked you if we can bring this graphic up, please. I want to see if you showed this in front of the police. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But do you feel local police departments and resettlement agencies should or should not be required to provide statistics on crimes committed by refugees? A whopping, I think whopping, I want to get your thoughts, Brad, but 82% across the board said yes, they should be required to do this. Did you show this to any local police departments? And if so, what did they say?
Yeah, I did. I took it directly to the Fargo Police Cultural Liaison Officer and said, hey, there's literally the first question I asked her. I said, hey, 82% of the people we talked to say you need to provide us this statistics. Do you have it? Why or why not? And again, like I said, they literally cannot break it down outside of hiring another person for the police department to sit and go through reports and say, oh, this one was committed by a white guy, this one was committed by somebody else. But even then, the lines are just, it doesn't allow it to break down by, like I said, I mean, Bosnians would be considered white.
But my question for you is, did you feel as you were having these conversations, because I know they were long interviews, I assume, with these people, did you feel like they were kind of nudging, going, whoa, maybe we should look at getting different software or recoding our software or something? Did you get any sense of that or not really?
I didn't. And, I'm going to assume that's because law enforcement here is using the same type of equipment, software, systems as every other law enforcement agency. And like we said before, I think it just cannot be done for system limitations, limitations in staffing and with the police department. And just because there's so many blurred lines and categories involved with it.
I want to play for you a quick clip. We had Moe Omer. He is a refugee, lives in Fargo now. He was with us last night on the show. We had three new Americans, if you will, on the show. And I asked him, hey, should there be more accountability when it comes to crime statistics in our community? Here's what he had to say. I want to give you a chance to comment on it. I don't think you can have it one way or the other. So would you be okay if they went out and said, okay, we're going to start looking at crimes based on ethnicity and refugee status as well?
Yeah, I mean, there should be breakdown of it would help, I mean, not to categorize people and stereotype people, but it can be useful. You can use that, absolutely.
There's a refugee saying, yes, we should do it. It could be useful.
I agree. I think it absolutely could be useful, and I think it could put to rest a lot of people's questions and minds here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Like I said, I think it's a question or an issue or at least an idea that a lot of people have thought about. And I absolutely agree. I think it certainly could be useful.
Great work this week, man. Thank you for all I know you've been putting on a lot of long hours, so thank you very much for that. Again, tune in tonight, Valley News Live, 10 at 10, Bradford's piece about crime and obviously refugee status here in our community. Speaking about one of the other big questions people have about the refugees coming, obviously, is security. Later on in the show, I'm going to share with you some pretty stunning info from our FBI director about screening refugees and the lack of screening that we actually have. It's pretty stunning stuff. But coming up next, it's our Bison Breakdown segment with our very own Valley News Live, Beth Hool. Beth's pretty upset with me right now, so we'll see how this segment goes. Stay with us. Much more coming up.